Okay, now I'm not muted. Good morning. Welcome to the Love Brew.
Lily, Lily. I don't upstairs, man. Good
Are the
morning.
mics working right?
Yeah, the mic's working.
Oh,
Why
okay.
you ask that?
Just asking because you were saying Lily directly into the mic.
Nah, I wasn't. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the Love Brew Podcast. I'm Tommy T, and Artika's taking a drink.
My name is Artika.
Good morning, D Brown.
Good
In this
morning.
thing. Um, so Lily gave everybody allergies this week.
Don't do that. Um, myself
Apparently,
and Lily are very, very big seasonal allergy sufferers. We did find out this spring that Quad has bad spring allergies. Weren't sure about any other seasons, obviously.
go on upstairs.
And
Go on upstairs. Go on upstairs.
Lily survived the first maybe 4.5, 5 weeks of school unscathed, and then fall ushered itself in. And yeah, she's just a big ball of congestion. The good
Man,
thing is that
Lily is really trying to get her butt whooped today. She is like, come on.
thank you, Angie.
What? Oh, thank you. Oh,
Um, hold on.
I don't know how people feel about whoopings, but I believe in them. Like the thing is, it's like it's not like you don't gotta beat the kids. It's just like that's the last resort type of thing. But it's like, man, come on, just do it. Lily got this thing where she be like, I'm mad, I'm angry at you, and this and that. And I be thinking to myself, like, man, I really don't care that you like mad about something. I asked you to do something. I don't know. Good morning, Sharon. It's like, man, I really asked you to do something. I want you to do it. Now,
So,
sometimes it'd be like far fetched things. Like I'm just not feeling like getting up, and I'll be like, yo, can you come do X, Y, and Z? I'd be feeling like Pops off of Friday when he was like, hey, fix me a glass of water.
so I am not bothered by her saying that she's angry. I feel like it's healthy to be able to express your feelings. But the same way that you're angry, frustrated, sad, mad, all those things, I too am those things at certain parts of my day, right?
Yeah.
And if I am there in the day, me saying I'm angry doesn't change how I'm feeling about whatever I have to do. I still need to get up and go do it.
I think
So tell me you angry and then go do what I asked you
I
to
think
do.
what bothers me more is the fact that she is what she's telling me she's angry about.
Oh, well, you got to look inside yourself on that one.
No, it's like it bothers me that she's like telling me because I care less that you're angry. I get angry at stuff too. I get mad and disappointed and sad about things too. But it's like I asked you to like what was the thing? She wanted a muffin
Hmm.
and I said, hey, go change your clothes from school. And she wanted this muffin. And I was like, she was like, I'm angry at you because you want me to go change my clothes. Go ahead and change your clothes, and then we don't have to worry about you having to change clothes after your muffins because I want you to change your clothes so you don't get them any more dirty or dirty.
Yeah,
Man,
they
she
was
told me that
very
I
dirty.
was like, come on, man.
Well, and again, I don't care about you sharing your I'm not saying I don't care like that you're upset or anything like that. It does not bother me when she shares her emotions. I think it's healthy for her to share her emotions. However, there are still parts of this that are non-negotiable. So you can be angry, but go be angry and do what I asked you to do.
Nah,
Cause I do a lot of stuff angry and frustrated in
yeah,
this house.
yeah, me too.
That don't mean I don't do
Right, me
it.
too. I keep it to myself though.
She don't have to keep it to herself. She can tell me. That's what I'm saying. For me, she can tell me she's angry. However, as Glow said, at the end of the day got to end. Go do what I asked you to do.
I be like, I don't want to hear it, man. You take that on somewhere else and get glad. Anyway, so yeah, man, our household been suffering with me badly the last few
Yeah,
days. Been
Tommy and
suffering from
Lily are the worst at this point.
yeah.
It was me.
All I hear is my grandma saying, "Spit it out, spit it out."
My son took Claritin daily, prescribed by the doctor since age 4 this year. First 3 weeks of school and allergies kicked in. 10 years later, we'll do Claritin nightly. Zycal is 5 for adults and children. I Lily takes Claritin twice a day. I've adopted it to Quad now since his allergy issues earlier this year. I used to take what was it called? Singular, but I stopped taking it because it was linked to depression. And I stopped taking it around maybe 6 or so months before I got pregnant with Lily. And I just haven't taken it anymore. I don't know if it truly was helping me with my allergy issues or not. I just knew that I had a case of the SADS, and I was like, this is one thing that I don't have to take every day, so I'm gonna just stop.
Yeah,
Um, D Brown said, I don't mind my kids sharing their emotions, but I don't want to get too angry to the point of disrespecting me. Yeah, and I don't think that Lily sharing her anger is disrespectful. Tommy is still he he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out on the children should be seen and not heard.
no, no, it's not even that. It's like, man, every time I look around, you like, I'm angry, I'm angry. Man, I don't want to hear that all the time, man. Talk to me about something else.
Do you ask her about other things?
Yes,
Okay,
and
you
then
should
she,
redirect the
and then
conversation.
she be like, I'm angry, man. Do you not know I just built you a desk? I just
You know, all those things are things that you decided to do, not things that.
don't make me act my age and take everything out your room. I realized the other day. I,
Notice I said 1 foot in, 1 foot out on children should be seen, not heard. He's proving his point right
no, I'm
now.
not. No, I'm not. I realized the other day, man. My kids have more stuff than I had when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was 5, we had a black and white TV. Me and my sister had to share. We had the same. I didn't even have my own room.
Mm-hmm.
We had to share a room, and we had a black and white TV. It was smaller than 13 inch, maybe 5 inch TV. It was a small black
We used to
TV.
have a 13-inch black and white TV that we would take in the bathroom and sit on the
Yeah,
toilet
yeah,
when we
yeah.
took baths.
That's what the
Like
TV we had.
you flip it down.
No, we didn't have a
I'm saying
flip
we
down.
flipped the lid down on the
Oh,
toilet, sat the 13-inch TV
yeah,
in there, and watched TV while it was in the tub.
yeah. We didn't do
Me and my mama.
that. What was I watching, man?
Whatever was on TV.
But no,
Like it wasn't like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. Let me go
right,
get in the
right, right,
tub. It
right.
would be, I'm going to take a bath.
That's hilarious,
Eh, I'm going to I'm gonna soak, watch a little TV.
man.
You are absolutely correct, Angie. Um, when Lily's teacher gave us like our the actually going back to the very beginning, in like the second week of school, I believe it was, maybe third week, we had curriculum night. And there were so many parents. There was one parent in particular that said it, but there were so many parents nodding in agreement. Like, y'all got a lot of expectations for after school
Yeah,
for us to only have so many hours with these kids. Because Lily has Monday through Thursday homework. And while the homework doesn't take a long time to do, when she doesn't want to do it, it takes a lot longer. And it's just reinforcing whatever they're learning in school that week. Sight words, writing letters, writing numbers, um, their version of critical thinking skills,
yeah,
and following directions. And it's just like, y'all want us to do this math, do this English, y'all be sending home. That was that first 2 weeks of school. I felt like her teacher gave us so many online activities to do, and it wasn't presented to us as parents like these are optional things to help guide the student,
yeah.
not they have a deadline. Because I was like, I really felt like Tyrese. I wanted to cry and yell, what more do you want from me?
Mhm.
Because it was just a lot. Like they told us during this curriculum night that by the time they finish kindergarten, they will have started doing some second grade work. And I was just like, why can't kindergarten work stay in kindergarten? And maybe we touch on a little bit of first grade work. Like this is a lot for a kid to deal with. And she's like, we're pushing the scholars and the scholars are going to get it. And we like, again, what more do you want from us?
Well, I mean, like the way I looked at it, man, it's just a little challenge, man. And if you play the game on hard, the easy parts are extremely easy.
Okay.
If
At the
it's
end of
like
the day, they got it
that's what
in.
I'm saying. It's like it is what it is, man. Like you can't. Life ain't easy.
I agree, but I feel like
Do you ever sit down and you think about like how hard like our parents had it when like growing up and we just didn't understand like a lot of stuff that is now like I think about the age that I am now and then how old I was when my parents was this age, which I think I was like 9 or 10 years old. And the mental strain that they had on trying to figure out how to make it, and that has really given me
one thing
uh
your parents and my parents had that we don't have is grandparent involvement in the
right,
city.
right, right, right.
Because me and you both could just go get dropped off at grandparents' houses and they can go do their thing.
Yeah.
And you never have to worry about who's got your child and are they safe. Like we do have some cousins here that we feel safe on
Oh
both
yeah.
sides with
Yeah.
dropping the kids off with, but it's just like, oh my god, we don't have as much help as they did. Like I think about when Lily went to Memphis this last time and my mom had to go to a funeral. Not this the time she went by herself. My mom had to go to a funeral. She called my godmom and was like, "Hey, can you get Lily for a couple hours?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We had to go to a funeral on your side or my side." We would be like,
They
"All
gotta
right,
come
who we
too.
gonna call?" One of
They
us not going or something.
no, but man, I be thinking about that. I be like, man,
Mm-mm.
yeah, mentally, man, they were going through it. Me as a kid,
You couldn't read and
nah,
talk.
I did not read and talk at the same time. Somebody was gonna get some more attention, but no, me as a kid, man, I was I was very why and like
Lily,
all those cool. Yeah,
and you be getting mad at
I
Lily.
don't get mad. That's the thing. I don't get mad, but it's irritating after a while. You know,
Irritation is a cousin of
Well,
anger.
whatever. It's not. It's okay. Whatever.
Just pointing it out. So her school is not a regular zone school. It's a school that we have to choose to put her
Go
in.
ahead, man.
And
What do you want?
this school does have
What you
homework.
need?
All the way down to pre-K.
Huh?
They expect for you to work with your pre-K student for 30
Come here.
minutes um every day. Now, the older they get or the higher the grade goes, which I guess those two things are directly related to each other. Um
Baby shark.
with
All
those
right.
two things being related to each other, the older they get, the more time they're supposed to spend on homework, through fifth grade. And I guess once you get to fifth grade, there's not as much assistance required from the parents. But in pre K, like in kindergarten, we still reading the instructions and making sure that you're doing everything right. And I'm sure that's going to go into like second or third grade, where you're making sure that the instructions are understood clearly. Maybe by the time they get in fifth grade, they're asking you for clarity. But before that, it's definitely heavy parental involvement. But this school also mandates heavy parental involvement. So since there's
Baby shark.
so much that we have to do as parents at this particular school, it's just one of those things. But again, I don't get bothered by the I'm angry. I'm upset. Urgh. I'm like, all right, you still got to do this. So let's just get it done through our anger or our frustration. A lot of time it's just because she wants to be heard or she wants an apology for whatever it is that she felt like wronged her in that moment. My fourth grade daughter has me helping with homework so much. I feel like I'm homeschooling her. Yeah, I get that. Like I've heard that in other cases, not necessarily from parents at Lily School, because I haven't talked to a lot of parents at her school as of yet. But it's just one of those things where they actually can ask for you to do tutoring with your child after school as well. And I've honestly and truly thought about that for the future school years, that we can enroll her into some type of after school program that includes tutoring, so that one, we know where she is, we know that she's safe, but she also gets assistance that we may not be able to provide. Because homework that first 2-3 weeks of school, like homework just stopped stressing me out like last week as much as it was in the beginning. Angie said this is a new ISD, smaller and growing for us. Are you in Texas, Angie? I think you did say you were in
Yeah, she
Texas.
from Dallas.
Dallas. Yeah. Yep, Dallas, Texas. Um, I don't hear about ISDs. I used to work for a company that sold textbooks, and I dealt with a lot of ISDs, like independent school districts is what ISDs are. When I was working with them, and a lot of the territory that I dealt with was in Texas. And I feel like it's weird calling him my little cousin, but he's still my little cousin. Him and his wife now live in Texas, and Katie, and they're both counselors. I think in two separate districts though. Um in Texas. Morning, this is the beginning of homework headache. Homework just
Homework is homework. It's all good.
it doesn't bother me so much. I know that it'll be bothersome once you get to the point where there's a whole bunch of teachers. Like when they start changing, like Lily does specials right now, but of course, specials don't do homework. Like Spanish class is not giving a kindergartner homework
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So that's cool. But I know once you get to the point where you have a math teacher, you have a science teacher, you have an English teacher, they're all assigning homework independent of each other.
Yeah.
Unlike when you're in kindergarten and first grade, and I don't know what grade they start doing the changing of classes,
Mm-hmm.
but unlike those lower grades, you your teacher knows how much homework you have because they're the ones assigning all of it and how long it should take for you to do it. Are you
Yeah.
about to get up?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I am done talking about
All
homework.
right. I mean, I was keeping that
I am
conversation going
I am
because you were talking to Lily.
completely done about homework. Homework never bothered me though.
You was done talking about it, but you
Yeah.
started back
I
talking
just
about it.
had to say that.
Oh, okay.
Somebody that didn't do their homework was Trump and
Oh,
Kamala Harris.
wait.
I like debates. I think debates um are like boxing matches.
I want to know
I wish I was a part of a debate team. I probably would have
who
lost really bad.
the swing voters are this election.
And what they on the fence about?
Yes, because I just,
Like what is that thing that's holding you back?
I don't
You see, I've been working. You see, I've
I
been working. Yep.
I don't get it. Like there had okay, so I actually commented this on Marco's post the
Yeah.
other day. I was like, he was complaining. Well, I don't want to say complaining. He was talking about
What's up?
not wanting to interact with people currently in this election cycle. This was like the day after the debate. He was like, I'm not engaging in the comments with y'all because this is pointless.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are gonna think how y'all think. I'm gonna think how I think.
And that,
And it is what it is. I said to him, this election season, I have chosen to disengage with all of the stuff going on. And I did it when Joe was still running as well. So it's not like it's a new thing since Kamala
yeah.
came about. But the debates have never um swayed me one way or another
Yeah.
to vote for a candidate, right? I've always known who I was going to vote for based on the actual issues
Mm-hmm.
that I believe in, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at it from that standpoint, it's like the debate shouldn't really sway you if you've done your homework.
Yeah.
So I was like, I disengaged. I was like, everybody talking about, I found out about it later, but I was like, I woke up the next morning, everybody was talking about they eating cats, they eating dogs. It was an inside joke that I was okay with not knowing what happened.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with being in the dark on this joke because y'all are all up in arms about
Nah,
this
it
joke.
wasn't a joke. That
You know what I'm saying? The
he
jokes
seriously.
that people were
Oh.
making,
Oh.
everybody was up in arms one way or the other. Like, I can't believe he said that, or the dogs and the cats aren't safe. It's like when stuff like that is happening, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't change
Man,
anything for me.
I personally think, like for me, it's not changing anything. Like I'm a vote for who I'm a vote for. But the thing that I think the most is, or what has attracted me the most is, you have two different types of candidates,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have one candidate that's crazy to say this, um, 78 years old,
Mm-hmm.
very old guy,
Mm-hmm.
old things, seemingly to he seems to be losing it, but still conscious enough to be able to fake it till he makes it, right? But he's for lack of better words, he's a villain
Mm-hmm.
to most people.
Cause you be calling him penguin.
He's the penguin. If you think about Batman, you know, and when the penguin ran for, I think he ran for mayor of Gotham or something like that. The penguin was very for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is for himself and his people, right? But then you have Kamala, who's a very sensible person, um, who's more so seemingly like, I don't care if you are for yourself, but make me feel like you're for the people. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And I've said plenty of times that I think what's the girl? Nikki Haley.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would have been a better candidate for the Republican side.
So why do you think Nikki Haley wasn't
Um,
the
I don't.
candidate?
I think. Why I think what?
Nikki Haley wasn't the Republican nominee.
She wasn't loud enough, and still, it's a. You still have to get those what they call them MAGA Republicans
Mm-hmm.
to
Trumpsters, as I
yeah
call them,
to get on board.
because I don't like to consider them to be Republicans
Yeah.
because I don't think that they go with the quote unquote values of the traditional Republican Party. They are whatever Trump bout unbout.
The funny and you know you it's good to have a type of following that way
Mm-hmm.
in certain instances, but that's what it is. It's just a following, and now you're sitting up here saying anything that comes to mind, and that's the thing that I can't agree with.
Yeah.
Because the thing, and I said this to talk about the cats and dogs and how it's affecting that community.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I didn't know the Simpsons was where the Simpsons were uh,
It's
based
at the
out of.
Springfield.
Yeah, I always thought it was Springfield, Illinois,
I knew it wasn't Illinois, but
but it's Springfield, Ohio, is where the Simpsons were based out of. Never knew
interesting.
that.
The
Um,
Simpsons.
but
I can't believe they still on.
right, man, this show had it truly grew up with us. I
I
think it
have,
started in like 90 or 89, one of the two.
I think 89.
But no, like man, to get on national TV where 67 million people are watching, to say one community has a community of Haitians that are eating cat and dogs, but there's no proof of it. And we've not heard anything but you and your people saying that. That's stupid to me. Why would you do that for people you want to vote for you?
I just
You know, and that's
I
and
don't know
that's
what the context was because I still didn't
that's the
watch him actually
context.
say it. I just have watched what is it called? Um Gosh, I watched all of these people do like remixes of what he said because even Smokey got in on it
Yeah.
and was like, "Eat the cats, not the dogs."
Like that's the dumbest thing to me in the world. And for people to actually believe that we're living in a time where like facts, like, prove it.
Oh, Deshauna said it's always been debates have always been a source of confirmation for her. I will say, look, let me backtrack. Once we get the candidates from the two, I hate to say it. I mean, let me not say I hate to say it. It's the reality. It's a two-party system. Once we get the candidates from the two-party system and they debate each other, I already know who I'm voting for. But the debates amongst the Democratic candidates and the Republican candidates,
Yeah,
I can watch those, but usually still, even with me saying I can
you
watch
remember.
those, I I still go into those for the most part, knowing
Blow your
something.
nose, man. Blow your nose. Tissue right there.
I go into those knowing something about
Yeah, you remember
the
the
people.
the debate in Georgia with Senator Warnock and who's that lady name? Loeffler or
I don't know what her
Kelly?
name
You know
was.
what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about?
know who you talking about. I can't remember her
Man, that
name.
was one by far one of the funniest debates I've seen.
I have never seen a pastor want to cuss
Ooh
so
wee.
much.
Ooh wee. I ain't never seen a vice president want to call somebody a MF so bad.
She said that's her favorite word.
Okay,
But Kelly Loeffler, that's
that's
her
her
name.
name. Um,
I was like, Kelly is right. I couldn't remember her last name though.
man, that job was so funny, man. It's funny when they get caught up with something. Like, but she, stuff like that. What's up?
We need I said PCA.
Not right now.
PSA, your spouse, job, spouse, kids, your church cannot
What you want?
access your vote. The
Oh,
disinformation about knowing or
thank
having
you.
access to your vote is false. Yeah, I don't understand why people also don't do the research on that because when you pull up somebody's information or like their voter registration, you just see if they voted or not.
Oh,
That's it. Like there's nothing else that's shown. Just did they vote?
yeah. That's crazy though, man. Like everybody should check and make sure that you're registered to vote.
Because they are purging voters, and I know our deadline is like next month or something like that.
And early voting starts when?
Next month.
Next month.
That's if your state has early voting.
If your state has early voting.
I love that our we have so many places because that was a big deal last presidential election. We didn't live out here during the last presidential election, but they were shutting down so many polling locations in black neighborhoods.
hmm
At the time, we did not live in a black neighborhood, and it was like, hey, everywhere you go, you can go vote. But I don't want to say everywhere you go out here you can go vote, but the voting precincts are not far. Like it takes us like 4 minutes to get to where we early vote, as opposed to where we would be doing the
Yeah,
actual election day voting.
yeah. Speaking of voting,
And
somebody
Murphy is
voted
Kamala
Kendrick
Harris.
Lamar as the
No,
Super
wait.
Bowl halftime show, and not Lil Wayne. A lot of people are really like upset about it because they didn't pick Lil Wayne to do it. And I had somebody had broke it down for me because I like either way, that's a good halftime show for me.
Mhm.
But it's like I get what you're saying. Like the Super Bowl is in New Orleans. Lil Wayne is greatest rapper of all time. Um, and he can do the halftime show. But I was like, Lil Wayne hadn't put out any new music, anything, and Kendrick Lamar has like this year alone made the biggest song.
I can't forget that
That's a
Lil Wayne,
diss track.
all lives mattered us.
Who
Lil Wayne,
did what?
all lives mattered us
When?
during like
Oh yeah,
COVID.
yeah.
So no.
But like for me, it's different because I think about Lil Wayne. I think about like when I really became a Wayne fan, and it was like man early. So yeah, I would have loved to see that, but I think it's not the right time, and you're trying to attract many other people.
Mhm.
What she say?
This she was just saying that early voting is usually during your work schedule, which is the same for us here. You need to check with your HR to make sure that you can go vote. They have to legally give you time to vote. I don't know if it has to be early voting or election
Yeah,
day, but they have
you
to give
have
you time to vote.
yeah.
So,
That is a federal thing, I think.
yep. And I'd be like, I'm gonna go early vote on the weekend, and I still will reclaim my time to vote when I work in an office.
That's funny.
All right, finish what you were saying.
Um,
Lil Wayne's a rapper.
yeah,
You like him.
yeah. But I think Kendrick Lamar is gonna put on a great show. Um,
No,
the
no.
ones that came out on the single,
Them ain't family friendly.
Lollipop. But the thing is, it's not about like he hadn't put out new music that people will like.
So the argument against that is Rihanna ain't put out an album in years.
Yeah,
And she still was a Super Bowl halftime show. I watched a video where Wayne spoke about not being chosen. He's not okay and really needs an inpatient treatment program. We've been watching him deteriorate for years, and it's sad to see. I literally posted, Little Wayne looks like a cautionary tale.
he does.
He looks like what drugs can do to you.
He still, I mean, like he still got the flow and everything like that, but it's just Kendrick had such a great year. Now, if they pick anybody else, right?
I want to know who was on the short list.
Yeah, I would
I don't
love to
care
know
about the
that.
long list. I want to know who's on the short list. Personally, the way that LA had the West Coast, what do you call that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know how you would describe it.
It was like Hip Hop 52, right?
Probably. I don't know. How it was basically the West Coast curated by Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen New Orleans curated by either Master P or Manny Fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been even better if they could have done that together. Like maybe the two of them get together to do it, because that would have been a sight to see. I do hope that Kendrick infuses some New Orleans artists into this
Mm-hmm.
performance, because we've seen him with the pop out concert, like pay his tribute to West Coast rap, which he is a part of, obviously.
Yeah.
But being able to see somebody else from the area on stage with him will be great. However, when the Super Bowl is in other places, do people be caring if the artist is from there or not? They don't. This was just a Lil Wayne thing. And I feel like Nicki Minaj was so up in arms about it because it was going to be her chance to perform at the Super Bowl too. Because we know if he don't mess with the Cash Money people, because he didn't come to the Cash Money reunion at Essence Fest.
Who, Lil Wayne?
Mm-hmm. But he still messed with Nicki.
They doing Louisiana Fest
On a big stage,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not set up by him. He's not showing up.
Yeah. But
would I love to see Juvenile find a way for Kendrick to infuse slow motion?
man, but the crazy part about it, man, anybody that says Kendrick is a bad pick for the Super Bowl
It's just hating at this point.
is hating at this point because he's not. He's a great pick for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did the
Okay, you You see, I'm
The
doing something.
was it the
You
pre-show
see, I'm doing something right.
in
Let me finish,
2020
okay?
whatever?
All right, go ahead.
When was the Super Bowl in Atlanta?
I don't know.
Super
Okay, go
Bowl
ahead.
Atlanta
Bye.
TL 2019. Um he performed at the pre-show if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. Um,
Cause I remember Chris was there.
yeah. Well, no, I think Kendrick definitely is a great choice with the new music that he got coming. It's the Usher effect, pretty much. Usher put out a new album right around the Super Bowl. Like I think he put it out right after or right before.
Beyonce did the same thing. After her performance,
Yeah,
it went directly into a commercial about her album.
yeah. And so it was like an album could be coming. I think it's on the way from Kendrick because he just dropped a new song, a new track. I had listened to it, but it's like my opinion. Either way, I'd have been happy. I'm good with Kendrick. I think about the artists that they've brought to the Super Bowl these last few years since Rockefeller, since Jay-Z been over it. And the Super Bowl halftime shows been I've been wanting to watch.
Mhm.
You know, the only time that I was like kind of up in arms, they ain't have Atlanta people there was when it was in Atlanta and they brought Maroon 5, but Big Boy came out,
Mhm.
which I think it'd have been great to see Outkast, but everybody's looking to see Outkast.
But
Jermaine Dupri was up in
I would
arms
say,
about
but
it.
the thing with Outkast is the direct issue is half of Outkast says no.
Yeah, right,
So
right,
you can't force Outkast to
right,
be
right.
there. If Dre says, I'm too old for this.
Yeah,
Dre is like, I just want to go to the airport and play my flute.
yeah. But he went on tour with that album too.
He
I
did.
wonder how that went.
Oh, them people at the jazz festival
They
was
was
hot
pissed.
at him.
They
Man,
was mad. I was like, it's a jazz festival. He put out a album
he
playing the
told
flute.
y'all he playing the flute.
Speaking of misdirection, man, Shannon Sharpe, he
Look at you.
yeah, I've been practicing.
Okay then. He is in his flute era.
Yeah, yeah, that's too funny, man. Shannon Sharpe though, man, Shannon Sharpe is something else.
First off, I woke up again. Don't know what's going
Yeah,
on in the
yeah,
world because I haven't really been on social media
yeah.
like that for real this week. So I see Shannon Sharp has, they said, leak. He's been
Nah, he was
hacked.
hacked. He was hacked at first.
And I was like, well, what was he hacked doing? Then when I found out what he was doing, I was like, so there's no video, there's just audio.
It's just audio.
I'm confused. Where was the hack at?
My opinion, right? So
Go
so
ahead.
so let's explain it for people who may not know what's going on. So Shannon Sharp has a podcast with Ocho Cinco called Nightcap.
Mhm.
Um
Shannon is a hacked lie.
so Shannon Sharp,
Ain't that a black mama thing to
not yet right.
say?
It was on
You
his
can hack out my
personal
face.
right. It was on his, not on his Nightcap social Instagram, but it's his Shannon Sharp Instagram.
Mhm.
He basically went live while he was getting busy
With
with
Michelle.
with Michelle, and ain't we though?
I
But
believe
they
his phone was
like
in
they're
his
not
pocket.
pausing any.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I don't know where his phone was or what his phone was doing, but I like he said it was hacked, but it's hard to believe that his phone was hacked because of the process you have to go through to go live.
I'm finna try to go live and see.
You got to open the Instagram app.
Hold on.
You
Let
got to
me
swipe
find
right.
the app.
No, no, yeah, you swipe right.
He
Then
got an iPhone, huh?
yeah, yeah, he has to.
All right. So for me, I have to hit this plus sign. I have to scroll across to live, and then I just hit this button
Yeah,
and I'm live.
and then you
Okay,
lie.
so it's not that many steps. Good morning, Collier.
But it's steps that he has to take. Like you have to intention, and then it asks you, "Do you want to go live?"
Oh, it does.
Yeah. So it's steps that you have to take
Oh,
to go
oh,
live.
I just went live. It didn't ask me.
Or it didn't.
I just clicked the
My,
button and then started counting down.
I don't know.
I cut it off during the countdown.
But
Hopefully, I'm not
mine has
live.
to, do all this stuff. So he said he got hacked. I was like, man, you're lying, dude. But then I started thinking, I was like, why would you do that, right? Why would that be the thing that happened? So before that, like a day or two before that, something was going on with his audio on the Nightcap podcast.
Mhm.
He was like going off, went off on Ocho Cinco, and then made this big apology. Hey, I'm sorry. Things people depend on me. Things got to be perfect. And
He can't think things got to be perfect with the way he interview people.
but no, no, no. He really like if you go back and watch it, he really talked bad to Ocho Cinco.
What
Like
did he say?
he was
I obviously don't watch
like
this
I
either.
don't forgot the part. Like he was saying that he wants to bring the best out in Ocho Cinco and this and that. I don't
Cause
forget
his audio bad.
because his audio was bad.
Chad is the problem.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
He
He could
could have.
have been on IG when he started.
That's true. He could have been,
And
but
if you hit your phone the right way, it pulls up that screen with all of your apps. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
And then you can just slide to the right one.
But come on,
But
man.
still, I had to scroll across like a couple of times to get
But
to live.
but let's be adults in this situation. We know as adults,
Mhm.
if we know we finna get busy, the last thing we doing is on our phone ready to go live. And the way they was sounding means that they had been, phone shouldn't even been close.
What was I watching the other day? The girl said she was gonna go to Pound Town and somewhere else, and she was like, "Oh, those are two different neighborhoods." I can't remember what it was, but I died laughing for at least a solid 10 minutes
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that.
Man, but I'm just saying though, as an adult, man, you ain't like if you as soon as you know it's finna happen, even if you're in a rage of passion,
Not a rage of
a rage
passion.
of passion, because it sounded like this man was in a. I don't know if y'all heard it, but I was like, man, I don't make them noises.
I saw a clip that
and
Ocho Cinco
and Michelle
said.
was doing her thing, man. Did you hear it?
I saw a clip where Ocho Cinco said, "One thing I know is you got to get on some cardio."
Man,
He was like, "You was in there breathing a little hard."
yeah. It's like, bro, I don't sound like that.
Then I saw a clip from Here's the Thing that Angel said she sound like both of them. She was like, sometimes it's like Shannon going, ugh.
Man, but I'm just saying though, man. Like, there's no reason for you. I personally, there's
Mm-hmm.
no reason that I think that you would be mistakenly go live. Like, could you have mistakenly posted something? Possibly, but could you have mistakenly go live? Nah, that's hard
I've
to
never
believe.
mistakenly posted anything on Instagram.
Like, I've mistakenly sent a message to somebody.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm saying Instagram, I've never mistakenly posted anything. If it's a post and it's not me, it was 9 times out of 10 one of my kids just.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But in a fit of passion,
Mm.
I'm not like that's the last thing I'm worried about.
You in this fit of passion.
I mean, I don't know what else to call it.
All right then.
What else would you call that?
I don't know.
Because I mean, Michelle was doing her thing.
Was she?
She'd sound like
So
it.
I did not hear as much of this as other people did.
But even if you rolled over on the phone locks.
Should.
Should lock. Unless this man is just out here willy-nilly with his
How long
phone
was
unlocked.
he on live? Do we
I
know?
don't know. I don't know. It's like a minute or something.
Uh,
And I mean, it is what it is.
Did
But I
he?
think he did it purposely to draw the attention away from how he treated Ocho Cinco. This is my theory.
Okay. Some people were saying that they thought he did it to stop the Unc is gay rumors.
I've heard that, but
And I was
like
like,
it's
do people really believe he gay? And
I
if
don't.
he is, what does it matter?
I didn't like. I don't like. And for me, that's the thing. It's like I don't care.
Mhm.
Like if he is or if he isn't, that's the least of my like ideas.
I'ma just be completely honest. The only things that I think about Shannon Sharpe have nothing to do with his sexuality.
Absolutely not.
I think that he has found great success in broadcasting. However, I think that he needs to find more success in interviewing, like learning to interview, the
Yeah,
art of interviewing
yeah.
is what I mean. But outside of that, I don't be thinking about Shannon Sharpe and what he got going. What did he say? Oh, good points. I didn't know he had 3 grown kids. I didn't know it was 3 of them. I knew he had a daughter.
Yeah, his daughter works for him.
Yeah, I know that because when he was leaving from working with what's his face,
Skip.
mm-hmm.
Hey, Skip.
He thanked his daughter because she was part of the
Yeah,
production
yeah.
team. Shannon's too old for this kind of foolery. I
He
just
is. He is.
I agree he is. I just don't.
He said the girl need an ice pack.
Who said that
That's what Shannon said. He
about
said,
Michelle?
yeah. He said, man, she just need an ice pack when you know gotta ice it down. So
Now the funny thing about
go
all of
ahead.
this
Go ahead.
is, um, all we know now is that the woman's name is Michelle,
Yeah, that's it.
and Shannon be getting it in with Michelle, or at least he did one time.
Yeah, at least he hit one time.
Yeah.
We know because he went live purposely. What if that was a
so
tape?
so you think I was not impressed by her moans. It did not change. It could not have been intentional. She did not sound like it was the greatest event of her day.
Yeah.
I again didn't hear it. The clip that popped up when I was looking to figure out what happened was like 8 to 10 seconds. And I was like, is this what the background looked like?
I was like, man, he in an old house.
Why you say it was an
Cause
old
I
house?
thought it was a door of a wooden door that was brown.
Oh, see, I thought it was the floor.
I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I think he did it on purpose.
I
It's a attention because the first thing it was I was hacked, and then when he gets on nightcap, it's you know, it's all jokes and everything like that. I did, you know,
How many people be watching Nightcap?
a lot of people watch nightcap,
Nightcap.
and for me, it's like I can deal
They
without
got
it.
1.46 million
Yeah,
subscribers. When they go live,
she said you need to listen to 30 seconds to a minute. You get the whole.
so 8 to 10 seconds was too short.
It was not enough.
Okay.
But no, like I truly think you know
You would think that I had a rough week this week with the way that I have just been like tapped out on what's
yeah.
going
No,
on.
I mean like no, it's things in the world is like it gets overdrawn sometimes.
It was nothing.
It definitely wasn't. Like and honestly, man, it's just it's a big joke. But Shannon made a lot of money off of that. Like
Mhm.
he made like going he went live to talk about it. First off, it happened. So he made some money off of that.
The part I heard was just grunting from him.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really hear Michelle much at all. I heard him. And
Yeah.
then it was like, all right. Well,
But then like he went live to talk about it. And then he made the clips to, you know, of it. Like
oh yeah. If I get the opportunity to capitalize off of something that I know is going to be able to get millions of views across like shorts and all that stuff, why not? Because other people look at us and we ain't getting paid.
yeah.
like
Yeah.
like we getting pennies.
Yeah. Compared to
Like no, we're literally
uh
getting pennies.
shit, I don't know.
When you look at it from that standpoint, why am I gonna let all these other people be the only ones to make some money?
Yeah.
Because you know everybody was picking this up to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it, was because it was all over. When stuff make it to Facebook, you know it was big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Facebook is still the older demographic, and that's normally
But then
where Auntie be.
it's also it's also interesting too that his relationship with ESPN. And then I think about like Paul Pierce comes into play when you think about it. But then I just saw the video of Paul Pierce and I was like, okay, Paul Pierce took it a little step further and it's a little different.
So, like the thing with Shannon was it was suggestive.
Hmm.
We know what was happening, but we didn't see what was
Yeah.
happening. Paul Pierce was like, I got strippers, I got money,
Paul Pierce was drunk.
we got some some cognac in here. We finna have a good time. And Shannon's was suggestive.
Shannon's was a mistake on purpose.
But I'm saying the video itself, like the video and audio was just suggestive. There was
Yeah.
nothing to see.
Use
It
your
was just, yeah,
imagination,
it was just
basically.
suggestive. Paul Pierce was like, strippers, put him in the camera. And that's why he got
Yeah.
fired.
Yeah. But man, I just I mean, like, shoot, it's a great marketing ploy for Shannon Sharpe.
Shannon did not need this for money.
Nah, he definitely
No,
didn't.
he said he made more money off of that Cat Williams interview than
Yeah.
he made in any single year of playing football.
Yeah.
And he was a multimillionaire
Right.
playing
Right.
football.
And that's what lets you know that um the reach that he has,
Mhm.
but he wants to continue to get that reach. He
Mm.
wants to continue because he's building something great that I think in a few years we're going to be looking at the blueprint that he laid out just to see how he did it, and we're going to see a lot more of it from athletes and other people. Just the blueprint of building his media company.
I agree. I just hope that he doesn't try to take it behind a paywall,
Yeah.
because I look at other people who of course were doing things just for the general public, and then they put the general public, the gen pop things behind a paywall, and I lose interest because I gotta give Disney Plus $2.99 every month. I gotta give
Mhm.
Hulu
Yeah, yeah,
$7.99
it's
every month.
hard. It's hard.
Netflix want $20 for you to be able to watch it without ads.
Hang watch it on your Google Chrome.
Right. I got a YouTube TV is $73.
Yeah, yeah. Good morning, high
And I
five.
don't have Lifetime. And I review a show that comes on Lifetime. So now I gotta pay another however much to get Lifetime somewhere. And it's like when you start adding in all these taxes, like I mean all these fees and stuff, like, bruh, I'm not
But
consuming something.
it's
And
like
you who only has this one show behind this paywall, you're out.
you can't do that.
You're out.
And that's the thing. It's like if he puts just as like he has to keep something worthwhile for people to just be able to look at, because you have to be in yourself behind, like if you want to put like your vlogs and all that stuff behind a paywall and allow people to see that part, that's fine, but your main stuff like your nightcap has to stay on there. Yeah, internet. Yep, man,
My
what you
God.
said.
My $85.
Man. And then they going up.
Right.
But it's like I remember when the internet was just on the CD and you get so many hours for free.
If you could hook up the internet to a house phone, by all means, I would go get us a $10 a month house phone again. And by my this just
It's
burns me up.
October, man.
Yes, the first Wednesday in October, if I'm not mistaken, is the day that it comes back.
149. That just sounds like a lot.
And that same week, Ready to Love, if you watch that, is also coming back. I told Tommy I'm a give an effort to review both Married at First Sight and Ready to Love this season.
Yeah.
I really, really tapped out on Married at First Sight. Life got busy during the last season of Ready to Love.
She did, man. I was holding it together by strands.
Man, weren't you? You
We
did a great job. It's just it's mentally, I just can't take the fakeness of it.
hmm Well, the last time I think they all set it up to like they wasn't being genuine with what was going on.
Right.
And the fact that we knew that something was going on. Like we didn't know exactly what, but we was like, nah, this can't be genuine.
Mhm.
Um, we was just like, okay. It makes it hard when you trying to manipulate the experiment
Mhm.
in an unnatural way.
Right. I can't take the fake and the ghetto fabulousness of it all. It's really last season was just really hard to watch. Like I appreciate Married at First Sight, just completely transparent. It's how we got our YouTube channel monetized.
Yeah.
It's because we were doing the Married at First Sight reviews with Kojo.
Yes, D Brown.
What you
Like
say?
their
Oh yeah.
family. So yeah, as long as they want to do it, I'm there.
Yeah, we just gotta figure out times. Like their house is transitioning a different way from
Right,
our house.
right, right.
They're getting kids out of the house and our kids are going into school.
Yeah,
So we just
yeah,
like opposite sides of the spectrum trying to collide.
yeah.
But man, Married at First Sight was just really, really rough last season for me. Like I completely stopped watching. Like I didn't want to have anything to do with anything that was going on.
Yeah,
Tommy would be trying to tell me. I did watch the not the reunion, the decision day,
yeah.
part one.
Okay.
I watched that with you because you put it on
My
this
computer.
screen over here,
Yeah,
and we were cleaning up watching it.
yeah.
We was doing more watching than cleaning. But I just there was formulas, especially during COVID, of how things worked that I felt like worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
And something has happened with the newfound fame of life after Married at First Sight that has people
Skip to the next season. All of us did.
really seeking this opportunity out because they want the social media fame of it all and not to actually like be married at the end. What say last season of Married at First Sight was very much a psychological case study. Claire was a whole mastermind. And my thing is that I don't really know where it's gotten them because I mean maybe it's just a me myself personally thing. But when you as a couple don't make it, unless you're an extreme case like Chris and Paige, right? Where we genuinely want Paige, we wanted her to get herself together
Yeah,
so that she could find love
yeah,
because we felt like she was coming from a genuine place for the most part. Um, unless you're that, we don't care about you when y'all break up.
yeah,
We're looking at what is Amani and Woody doing now because they're still together. They got multiple kids.
yeah,
Like they're in a totally different space from from some of these other couples that break up because once you break up, you just a girl that did a reality TV show, and I don't care
yeah. But
how many girls did reality TV
it's
shows.
like
Flavor of Love had hundreds.
speaking of Flavor Flav, he just gave my girl Jordan Childs the bronze clock. He made her a
Oh,
bronze clock to for her bronze medal that they trying to take back. But anyway,
yeah, I saw that Vincent and Brianna on Baby Number Two. See, like we know about them, we know about their success stories, but like these other people, do we care? It's
uh,
hard for us to care about some of the married
the
couples.
only ones that I truly care about was what's her name, Shanti
Oh,
Shanace
Jeppy and
Jeffy.
Shanice,
Yeah, because one, they the ones that got me interested in this
are they
show.
still together?
I don't know.
Cause they been on and
They
off
man,
since they was on the
they've been
show.
doing a lot of stuff since they've been on the show. But they are the ones that got me watching this show, and that's the only couple I'm interested in.
Now I think that they were a missed opportunity in a spinoff.
Yeah, for sure.
because they was all over the
For
place.
sure.
So I wish that they could have had like Jephty and Shanice, not couples cam, because I don't
I
want
wish they
them.
would have did more things on their own
Hmm.
because I think that would have helped
Let me
them.
see.
Um. Oh, thank you, Karen.
You were the first podcast I watched on
Yeah,
YouTube. I
I
watched
can
them all from
imagine
them
that it's
California
like
nights
super
early.
early.
Yeah, that's what Talisa says. She was
Yeah.
like, I catch y'all when I wake up
Yeah,
in the
right.
middle of the night. And it used to be that this was the time of day that our entire house would be asleep.
Yeah,
And now everybody wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
right.
Lily
Uh,
came in our room at least 10 times this morning talking to Tommy.
yeah.
I was like, okay, you can leave. Dad, where are
Where
you?
are you? I don't
Dad,
know,
are you
man.
washing your hands?
No, just leave it alone, man. Just go do something else. But it's just just thinking about it and just trying to get the schedule together for this coming up season, and trying to shake some things up as far as like what we put out because that's something I realized too. We don't put out enough stuff. Lily, please.
We literally don't
What's
put out enough stuff. And the reason we don't is because we have a struggle with recording it. Me, especially vlogs. Me and Tommy have so many
wait, Tommy.
unfinished vlogs that like we get up in the morning, we get the cameras ready to go. We go into I know we did put out a pumpkin patch. So let's use that as an example when we went last year. We get this pumpkin patch stuff going. We getting everybody ready to go. And then we like, all right, I'm done.
Well, the thing for me is it's like I have to record it and edit it, and that's the where I fail at is the editing part because I've been talking about putting the fence video out. The fence been built since February of this year.
It was this year?
Yeah, or last year, maybe last year.
I don't remember
But
when we did
it
it.
was cold when I finished it, but it was a
Mm.
year before when I started it.
I think what's gonna have to happen is I'm going to have to
Help.
start working on the editing for him, or at least get him started where he can go back and be like, take this out, and then we move on. Because when I've tried to edit things, like I shot a reel 2 Halloweens ago with Lily and I edited, and then he came back behind me and was like, take this out, take this out, take this out. It is what it is. I feel like though when I record the vlogs, I spend more time talking to kids than to the camera.
Yeah.
Like I'm in mid sentence telling the camera something, and then they both be like, "No, talk to me."
Like my thing is the stuff that I build and the stuff that I put together and stuff, that's the stuff I really want to record and put out. But I be feeling I like it, the way I think about it is how do I make this like the desk I built? It's like how do I make sure I record everything and then I'm able to go back and explain it. So if somebody wanted to build this, they can just watch my video and be like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do next because that's essentially what I do.
Mm.
You know.
So I guess what we're gonna have to do is sit down one of these days soon and just take the time
Yeah. And
to
then and
iron
then
out all the videos that we have recorded,
yeah.
and then just start getting them ready one by one.
And then the other thing too is I don't have my computer can't like edit. I can't edit on my computer, my personal computer, but I have to use yours, and that's a mental block for me sometimes. And it's like
And
so
honestly and truly, I wish I had. Oh, I'm grateful that this is a laptop. Don't get me wrong,
yeah,
but I sometimes wish that I had gotten a Mac desktop
yeah,
because I felt like it would have more processing capabilities
yeah.
as a desktop.
But yeah, I'm gonna build my computer, so
I'm
I ain't gonna run into that issue no more.
I, I've he's been talking about building this computer for a while. I was
Yeah,
like, just start looking at all the
I
parts you
got I
need,
got majority of the parts that I need on the list,
and we can just
and then
start
I'm gonna
knocking out
start.
the list
Yeah,
of saying, okay, this is $20. I got $20. This is $100. I got $100. So we don't try to like go into a
yeah.
store and buy it all at once and then be like, dang, I just spent a lot of money. that I didn't have to
Yeah.
spend.
But nah, but that's the hold up for me. But yeah, we definitely gotta put out more content, and we will.
Yeah,
We
we will.
will.
We trying to get that part of our lives together. It's just really, I didn't realize that having. I mean, I realized it when I found out I had two kids, but I was gonna have.
Man,
Let me say, I was
this
gonna
ain't
have two kids.
this ain't fast.
it's
These dreads, how long have I had? It's been
it's
2 years. It's
no, it's
going
not
on.
2 years yet.
It's in
Maybe
January. It'll be
2
2 years.
year and a half.
Mm,
Yeah, I started out with a lot of hair. Apparently,
yeah,
Tommy, Tommy looked like Mr. Robinson.
man.
What is his? What's that man name? Craig.
Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson.
Yeah.
I don't know what that, how he was shaping his hair and everything,
It's the perfect fro.
but he was out here looking like Mr. Robinson, and and it's just, whew.
Man, shout out to my loctician and my cousin. Artika been doing her thing with my hair, man. So
Yeah, his cousin started his locks, and I think you did one retwist with her,
yeah,
and then I have been retwisting them since then. Um,
yeah,
which I was talking to my best friend about this last night, that I get hyper fixated on things,
yeah.
and um locks were one of my hyper fixations
Oh yeah.
of 2022/23, where I was watching all the videos, consuming all the content, trying to learn what I needed to learn to be able to do them and do the retwist. And I feel like now I've got it together. I think that his would look better if he let his hair dry under the dryer instead of air
Uh,
drying, but it is what it is. What's his name? Mike, God's gift Mike. Mike, I don't think it's a patience thing. I think that I never wanted to have the awkward length of locks. And since I didn't want to have the awkward length of locks, I of course didn't, my hair was already natural, so I didn't have to do any type of trimming or anything to it to get a decent length. But one of the things that I went through with mine was that they help my scalp so much because I have dermatitis, and it makes my scalp really, really inflamed. And for some reason, having locks has just, I don't know if it's airflow
I don't know.
or what, because I'm still only washing my hair once a month. Or actually, I was washing my hair more often then.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel like the process of having them helps me get to my scalp better, keep it clean.
Mm.
Um, Tommy does. I have this. I don't know what it's called. It's some
It's
type
a
of green.
it's a cleaner. It's
Yeah,
a
it's a spray cleaner that you put on your hair, and you rub it with a wet towel to like break up anything that's stuck to your scalp. Using that has helped tremendously as well. But easily, best decision that I made for my hair was getting locks.
yeah. Yeah, man. Like every guy has to go through that ugly stage of growing your hair out, man. It's nothing you can do about
Man,
it.
and it's
And
just the way he used to
no,
shape it
no,
down.
the
I'd be
thing
like,
was
no.
I was chubbier than I am now,
Mhm.
and the fro was just doing its thing.
The fro was throwing.
Yeah. I mean the hair is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
If I cut it all off, it's I gotta walk around with Dramamine because you're gonna get seasick with looking at them waves. But it's like, you know, it's just a
When
thing,
did you get
man.
locks the first time?
The first time
Yeah.
I was 19 or 20.
Yeah, because I met you, you had a low haircut.
Yeah.
And then
Then
I remember you when you had
I
locks.
turned 19, and that summer I started growing my hair. No, that that spring I was growing my hair out.
And then
And then when I came back to school, my hair was twisted.
who started your twist?
It was a girl in Chattanooga that started my hair.
I remember you said Alicia used to do
Alicia
your
used
retwist.
to retwist my hair. Yeah.
But seasick from the wave. Sorry, he's ridiculous.
I am not lying to you,
He
man.
is ridiculous.
Them ways, just wait to
One
like
thing I
I
do,
really get to quiet head.
one thing that I do appreciate about his hair texture over mine is that Lily got his hair texture,
Yeah,
and not to say that mine is bad. Obviously, I don't feel that way. Don't get hit. But like she has the same wavy hair that he has, and it I don't know, I just feel like the it's easy to manipulate. The only thing that bothers me about her hair is she gets really, really bad fairy knots really
yeah,
easily, where one string of hair twists into itself.
yeah,
So I spent a lot of time detangling her hair. But
yeah.
outside of that, like everything else is all time
That's
good.
funny, man. Yeah, I used to walk around with drama, man, because them waves used to be waving.
Yeah, locks have been like easily a lifesaver. You just got to do a retwist once. I was like, usually I do my retwist the first weekend of every
Yeah,
month, and this summer just threw that whole schedule
yeah,
off. Like having to go to funerals and stuff,
yeah.
just threw everything
The
off.
thing I struggle with the most is when I work out and sweat. That's gonna knock like any type of retwist I had. That's just gonna like you gonna need to retwist it. But I work out like 3 times, 4 times a week.
I gotta figure out
It's
hairstyles
yeah, I like that'll be
because if I could do your hair like in a couple of braids going to the back,
yeah,
that could help it stay,
uh
but I don't know how to do
yeah.
that.
And I'm just like tied up. It'll be fun.
Yeah. I hate doing hair too. And I have one child whose hair has to be done. Thank
Yeah,
God Tommy finally cut Quad's hair.
yeah.
Now we just gotta wash it and
Brush
brush
his hair.
it.
We gotta brush his hair.
And there's his brush, not where
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
That's funny, man. We get so sidetracked. I like talking about this stuff though.
Mm-hmm.
All that other stuff. Shannon Sharpe out here making a foolery of himself and then getting paid off of it. Tyrese went to jail for child support. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't have much else to say.
Cause your defending argument that you generally have for child support is null and void.
No, I mean, like it's a the argument was yes, it was staged. The argument is that the penalty for not paying child support is counterproductive if you're in jail.
The penalty for not taking care of a child is going to jail.
What?
Child neglect.
Yeah, okay, cool, right? The child does not need to be in your like that's child neglect.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to jail because I didn't pay,
Mm-hmm.
how am I going to pay?
Tyrese still got the money. We're talking about Tyrese. I'm not talking about the system.
I'm talking about the system.
No, I'm talking about Tyrese.
I don't know why he chose not to do it.
He
His
pulled
belief
the
system,
judge. He don't like me. I'm working on getting this judge
man.
thrown
like
out.
that's and for me, in my opinion, that is the worst argument you can have because it's the judge's courtroom. The judge don't have to like you.
Mm-hmm.
The judge can have it out on you,
Mm-hmm.
but the judges have the final say so.
But it's also typically, in most cases, a financial worksheet that is done
Yeah,
that determines how they don't just pull a number out of their butt.
man, I be feeling like they do. Cause you remember how it was for me.
Well, I don't know what you had going on. I think it's because you didn't argue any points.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, like Deshauna said, Tyrese had the money. He made the decision to not do it out of spite. He is still really, really hurt over this woman
yeah.
choosing to not be with him anymore.
Again, guys, I don't know if y'all heard me last week, but go listen to that album because that pain that he has,
It can't be beautiful though.
it was it man. I mean, you heard the album,
I didn't. I heard 2 songs.
and I bet you was like, "Damn, this is a good song."
Well, I was trying to figure out who the woman was, so I wasn't listening to the song
Anyway,
that hard.
anyway,
But again,
he like my okay. So you choose not to pay the child support. It's like okay, cool.
mm-hmm.
You go to you get put in jail, but there has to be some type of jail has to be the last resort
Mm-hmm.
type of thing for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like you're not paying. Why you're not paying? Let's do this program or let's get this program going. You know, for you to get this child because a lot of times, um, if you go to jail, you lose your job, you
Mm-hmm.
lose any type of income. Like what? And it's crazy because it's a lot of dads
Mm-hmm.
that have to pay child support, or is looking to be a man's job to pay child support, and so regard.
I have to put that up because
What's that?
that just made me chuckle.
The fake beard.
Yes.
Man, it's so funny too, man.
But I think that one of the biggest issues is that we don't look at lack of financial accountability to a child as neglect.
Well, I mean, like the thing that a lot of times I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna hate me for saying this, but a lot of times it's thought of, oh, they're being taken care of.
Yeah, but
But
it
but
took two people to make a
but
baby.
still, on the onset of things, like I always look at my situation, right?
Mhm.
I paid child support faithfully. Like I ain't even see the money.
Mhm.
Came directly out of my check and I was okay. But I was barely surviving.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't do anything that would put me back. Like the smallest thing would have me in some trouble where I needed to borrow something.
Mhm.
And it's not me thinking about uh entrepreneurship or anything like that. So it's like it gotta be a more consistent thing or a more like fair thing.
Mhm.
Because the thing about it was I had to pay so much because or it felt like I had to pay so
It
much.
was a lot of money because my dad was making double what you was making
But the
and was
difference
paying
but the,
half of what you were paying.
but the issue that was going on was I think she worked part time
Mhm.
versus me working full time. So they're trying to make it where it's even, but it wasn't
Mhm.
because where I was paying more, there's less for me. I barely had food.
Mhm. No, I get it. What she say? He owes that 100K. That was the last resort. He just bought his other child a Rolls Royce. Yeah. So I have to completely isolate the Tyrese situation, not because Tyrese has money per se, but because Tyrese has the means to do this and is not taking care of this child on principle.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like your mama.
yeah
Your mama did me wrong. I'm not gonna give her no money.
yeah. Tyrese's situation is completely a one
Well,
off.
that's what we talking
I'm talking about just
about.
child support in general. Like I do not believe, and I don't know, like going to jail has to be a last resort thing. Like you had to go through the therapy, the co-parenting classes, the means of the work. All right, since you can't find a job, let's get you a trade, and that's where you work at.
Mhm.
You know that like go through these steps to help this person take care of this child
And
because there's something mental going on. The reason why a person don't want to help take care of their
I
child.
think that that's where someone, I don't know who the person to do it is, because I like again, like we was talking about during elections. I don't know what platform you running
Yeah.
on, but you need to be running on something that your job is actually
Right, right,
able to handle. Don't
right.
be the school board lady talking about you gonna help me with abortion rights.
Right, right, right.
They don't go together.
They don't. They don't.
But in a situation, I do believe that there needs to be some overhaul in how the family courts work, how child support is determined, and also how you get to the end result of a happy, healthy, well-adjusted child,
Right.
right? Because when you look at things from the vantage point of we just gonna go and we gonna let the judge decide, because I've heard a lot of people say that we're gonna let the judge decide this, that happened in your situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the judge decided it, she didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that co-parenting classes needs to be mandatory, because there's no way that two people that operate as a unit are now able to operate independently and this child is still connected to the unit,
Yeah.
right? In a lot of instances where the couple wasn't together, it should, in theory, work a lot easier because there was never a unit to be disrupted, right?
But it's also, we've all seen these situations where the man is there. Like, okay, yes, it takes two of us to make a baby,
Mhm,
man and woman, to make a baby. So both of these people are responsible for the upbringing of this child.
mhm.
But it's not always that's not always the case.
It's not.
And like we both have said, like, hey, there has to, if the court is going to get involved with how this child is going to be raised, you need to put in place some type of co-parenting
You
therapy.
need a co-parenting agreement. You need co-parenting classes. You need therapy for the child
Yeah.
because I never lived with my dad, right?
Yeah.
But I would go to my dad's house all the time. And even, let's not even take it to me, our kids. We live in the house together, but dad parents very differently than mom.
Yeah. I
So
think I'm more fun than you are.
you are. I'm not the fun parent.
Yeah.
And I own that I'm not the fun parent.
Yeah.
But I think that if we were not together and we were in separate households, our households are going to run very differently. And you have to figure out a way to have the child have the most normalcy in both
Yeah.
households as possible. And I mean, you can't change the way that somebody runs their ship,
Yeah.
obviously,
Right.
but
And
it
that's
needs to be some type of standard set that
that's
we're
the
not going to do this, we're
right.
going to do this.
And that's the relationship thing, because a lot of times people are moving out of anger.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
They are moving, the way they want to parent is out of anger in spite of the other person.
Mhm.
The other person may have moved on, or the other person may have, they broke up because of something the other person did, and you just not ever move past that. Whatever reason, it's like, don't allow that to affect how you allow to affect the relationship with that child and the other parent,
Mhm.
because that's not fair. It's not fair to
Right.
the child. It's not fair to the other parent. And a lot of times, like, I looked at it, my experience with it is, if I don't pay, I go to jail.
Mhm.
So I have to suffer through this and figure out how to make it.
You know what's wild is my dad had a point for maybe like 2 years that money was being taken out of his check
Mhm.
and it never got sent to my mom.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Like it was just somewhere lost in the state
And
of
it's
Tennessee.
crazy. And the funny fact of it is, it's not taxed,
Mhm.
and the state does not get anything for it. Not
Mhm.
nothing. It's literally, if I take $100 from you, I'm taking 100 from you, and I'm sending it to them.
Mhm.
It's literally how it goes. And so, the fact that that happens, it's like, help. you know,
Do they garnish your wages if you don't pay? I think it depends on the state.
yeah.
Um, but
Cause
a lot of people, like in Tommy's situation, he went through and asked the state to take the money out of his check so that he is not responsible for
right, right,
getting the money. Well, he was not responsible
yeah.
because he's not on child support. But he was making it so that he
You
had
go.
that they just took the money directly
Right.
out so that he did not have to physically give her the money and have to keep receipt of it because yeah, you can't get a passport with delinquent. It's not purely just delinquent child support. It is so much in arrears. You can't be, because you could be like 1 month, 2 months behind and still get a passport, but I don't know the dollar amount.
Yeah, man.
And they won't make you surrender a passport. Like in Tyrese's case, being
Yeah,
100,000 behind,
yeah.
they're not gonna make him surrender
Man,
his
that man,
passport to
like,
not travel.
man, it's crazy to even think of that number being behind on child support, and his kids ain't grown.
How do you lose $40,000? Like there has to be some type of accounting system. Like we finna go back and reprint all the check
Yeah,
stubs and everything. But I think that people have to I remember talking to my mom about this, about a family member, and when that family member got put on child support, and they were calling and asking for receipts for things that people in the family had bought the child
Yeah,
to present in court.
yeah,
And my mom was like, "No, I bought that, not you."
yeah.
And so when you look at it from that standpoint, um, people just got to keep better accounting systems so that things like this don't happen, because like of course Tommy's was getting taken out of his check. He could always, even to this day, call that previous employer and be like, "Hey, I need every check stub I had from this time to this time," and they should have it somewhere on the cloud.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy system, and I wish somebody would look at it and be like, "Hey, let's get more help for that parent that is actually out here." Because we do understand as people, like there are some people that just ain't gonna do right,
Mm-hmm.
but like the consequence should not be I owe all this money and I'm not able to do X, Y, and Z, because I always think about what if I was still doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the idea of my punishment overall can be if I lose this job or if I do this, I gotta call somebody to say, "Hey, I lost my job. I don't make this much money," but then I'm still liable for the amount until
The court
they
date.
the court date and they change what I need to pay. But now I'm behind on something, so I have to pay extra.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a thing of when I lost my job one time before, and you just had to pick up the slack, and there wasn't a thing. It was a thing that we
Stop
worked
breathing,
together.
you're so heavy.
We worked
All
together
right.
on. But I just personally think that that needs to be looked at a little bit different, because men do get the shorter end of the stick a lot of times, even in trying to do right by their child. You know, and that's the unfair part about everything. So I really do wish, but in Tyrese case, being behind 100,000 is wild to me.
Mm-hmm. He had to
Um
pay like 76,000 to get out.
yeah, like that is completely wild to me.
And I think he's just at this point being made an example out of, because what are you doing?
I don't understand it. I would fight for custody.
First off, Tyrese that was on the internet crying, "What more do you want from me?"
I think he does a lot of stuff
I'm going to
for
use that,
clicks.
but I'm using that to prove why he does not need custody of my child.
I think he does a lot of stuff for clicks.
Oh, I
So,
believe he does too, but I still don't want all of that.
but that's what I would do. I'd be like, give me joint custody, or I can have custody.
My cousin stays in jail for child support. When he gets out, they catch him again. I think he has 5 kids. That's unfortunate.
Right.
That's like well, obviously this what I'm about to say is a very extreme case. But that guy, I believe he's in Knoxville, that
He got
had like
30 something
32
kids.
kids,
Yeah.
and like each woman was getting like $1.52 in child support because he worked a minimum wage job. So yes.
Like it's like
Lily just comes downstairs and says, "Mommy, do I look cute?" um, Debbie dads have really made it hard for men who are trying to. I agree. And I think that
Lily
more
just come in and just be like,
I'm sitting down. I think that more families need to hold the deadbeat parents, and I don't want to just say dads, deadbeat parents, uh, to a standard of being able to take care of their kids and stop just because this was a conversation you had with your mama about the "that's still your mama."
yeah.
Like that don't fly when you're not taking care of your kids, just like it shouldn't fly when a dad isn't taking care of their
Mhm.
kids. And people just gotta figure stuff out and see how to make it work.
Man,
It's just it's hard.
this is hilarious, man.
What
We start talking about
you
David.
know, you love to make a good child support argument.
Man, and it's like, man, I try not to talk about that.
I'm sorry. Blame Tyrese.
What
Tyrese,
more?
pay your child support.
What more do you want from
From him
me?
or from you?
from me.
Oh, We're gonna have to start a campaign for Tyrese to pay his
You
child support.
can't. You can't get it straight if you keep getting arrested. There's no possible way for you to straighten it out or do anything. Like my dad went to jail for child support, and I think I was 25 or 26 years old.
I remember that.
And it made me so mad because I was like, that money means absolutely nothing to me, my sister, and my mom. I need my dad's presence at 25 years old because at 25, my dad is not like he doesn't have to parent me at this point. It's just me trying to make some type of relationship
Mm-hmm.
with him at this point, but I cannot make a relationship with my dad while he's in jail. So like, we had to figure out how can we get this man out of jail to have that relationship. Now, it's a different situation for me, um but yet and still it's still that thing. It's like get this man out of jail, man.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. My dad, fortunately, never. My dad had the same
Not
job
a
from like.
vasectomy.
No, more men should get vasectomies. Completely agree with that. Um, because
I ain't got
if you
nothing
don't
to
want
say.
kids, stop having kids.
Yeah.
And the easiest way, if you're not gonna stop having sex, the easiest way to not have the kids is contraceptive.
Yeah.
This is a contraceptive that is available to you.
Yeah.
And it's easier for men to have a vasectomy than it is for women to have their tubes tied.
Yeah. I can believe it.
Here's what it
I
is.
don't want to stop having kids.
I do.
I
I do.
guess Quad is telling us to wrap it up because
What
he
did he
cut
do?
the light out.
Oh.
Anyway, guys, we
Production said we're not
right.
getting paid for this.
Y'all
Cut off those
y'all
lights.
on overtime, man. What y'all doing?
I completely agree. Why isn't vasectomy considered another birth control option? It is.
Is it reversible?
Yes.
Uh,
Like there are. Can you? Okay.
is
I
it
see
reversible and does it work?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just men be thinking about themselves more than
Be like, I don't
the
want to get
surgery,
neutered.
more than the surgery and how it would impact a woman.
Why we stayed 1 hour? Because like that's pretty much. If y'all hadn't noticed, man, the kids was like pretty much out of this thing up until like 1:10, and they was like they can't take it no more. So that's why we do 1 hour.
Michael said, if you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby.
That's true.
Okay, quiet. I got
But
it.
that's funny, man. But yeah, so we finna get out of here, guys.
Quad has become restless.
Quiet has become restless, and I know you guys are tired of hearing me sound like I'm what is it called? Stopped up because I am.
Yes, Mike, we are doing Married at First Sight this season. Starts in a couple of weeks. Or maybe 3 weeks. I don't know exactly how many weeks away it is. I think it's the first Wednesday in October is when it comes back. I don't know if that's the first episode or if that's the matchmaking.
Yeah, because we don't watch the matchmaking.
I did. Okay, so maybe that's where my problem was last
What?
season.
What?
I watched the matchmaking special last season because I was like, I'm going all in with everything.
Yeah, no.
And then they disappointed me to the highest level of disappointment. I have never been so disappointed in a television series than I was in Married at First Sight, whatever this what was that, season 17?
Yeah, something like that.
It was just like I don't even know where they are this season.
They in
Let me see.
Seattle.
Maths season 18. It says it starts October 2nd.
What are you doing?
Chicago.
Put your legs down, man.
So you know what? Chicago gave us the foolishness that was Nate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
but
Sheila.
Nate was a solid dude in every other aspect. I mean, like he had his brother and everything. So
I always start at the wedding.
yeah, that's pretty much shoot. I want to start after the wedding.
I started at the matchmaking special, and exactly. We're talking about not having no more kids, and no kids were on him. They both were jumping on me. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna look at the candidates first before I say I'm gonna watch the matchmaking special,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna take my time with the
yeah,
first few episodes. We typically record them on Fridays, so we have Wednesday night to watch it, Thursday day to watch it, and then we record it Friday and get it out Friday afternoon.
yeah.
So
That's the process,
I'm gonna try to actually convince Tommy that we should do it live.
man. But we recorded like 5 a.m. Yeah,
No,
we
I'm
can
just
go
saying to not
live.
have to edit it. We
Oh,
can go live
at 5
in
a.m.,
the
man. If y'all
membership.
want to watch with us,
We can do it live in the membership
yeah,
and then put it out.
that's cool.
All right, that's what we're gonna do. I can't do anything before that. It's just so yeah. I'm gonna try with Ready to Love again this season too. I really wish we could do a COVID lockdown again
No, I
of Ready
don't,
to
man.
Love. No, I'm saying of Ready
Oh,
to Love. How they were on
yeah.
that resort. I really did like the resort aspect of
You
it
wash your face. Go
because I
wash your
felt
face.
like yeah, go wash your face and brush your teeth. I feel like the resort aspect of it was a lot more of a controlled environment and the people weren't able to manipulate um things behind the scenes with the catty arguments and we gonna hang out and do this and we gonna do that and blah 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 yada yada yada. Yeah, Nate was a cheater.
You see, I'm trying.
You ready to go?
Nah, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm gonna say, and he gonna the next thing he gonna say is, "All right, y'all."
I said it. Be like your granddad, just start humming and walk on.
Oh yeah, when my granddaddy used to have to sing solos at church, he would sing the song and then he would leave out of the choir stand and march out the church singing the song still and go get in his car and leave. Wasn't
Nah,
no benediction. Reddit's love success rate is bad. It is. It's awful.
all these shows success rate is
I don't think they
bad.
have any couples from Ready to
Listen,
Love. They did have Simone and Rashid. And I
yeah,
still actually watch Simone on YouTube now because she's doing legal commentary now. I
yeah,
can get down with
that
that.
makes sense.
But yeah. I don't watch Ready to Love to think that they're gonna get it together. I have no faith in that. I just like to see the antics of the dates and how they're going to pair off at the ending
Yeah.
because I don't see that's the way I leave parties.
The way I
All right,
look, the way I
y'all.
leave is I give Artika a look and be like,
No, the first thing he says is, "I'm ready when you ready." And then he starts when if the kids are with us, he starts rumbling for their things, and then we leave. Could you guys do a live review if Arlette or Muley popped the balloon? I would love to hear you guys commentary on it. I have never watched more than like 2 minutes of any of these pop the balloons. Um, maybe if we can find
yeah,
one and sit down at the same time. That's the problem. Is me and Tommy either have
mm,
to do everything before 6 a.m.
no,
or after
that's
8
you.
p.m.
That's your problem.
No, you run out of steam on the after
But if
8
but
p.m.
if I know that we're doing something, I'm like, all right, let's go. I find the juice.
She said they think I'm going to the bathroom.
I'm gonna be in the car.
I I might have to watch a pop the quad. Get that.
Pop the balloon is crazy, man. If it's
Look here, Spider Man.
that stuff is really wild. But yeah, I enjoy y'all. I love y'all for coming on here and hanging out with us. But I gotta get out of
All right, y'all.
here.
Quad, tell everybody bye bye. Bye bye. Say see you later. Bye. I don't know what that was.
Later. But yeah, hey, continue to watch
Blow
our
my kiss.
channel and support our channel, man. We really appreciate that. Uh, and then what else? Oh, I promise I'm gonna work hard at getting some type of DIY video out for you guys.
This week. Nope, that's
Not
too
this
much.
week. That's a lot.
Okay.
But we're gonna definitely need to put more stuff on our channel. So we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. It's Saturday. Go out and do something. Football games come on today, so don't do too much. So you can sit back and watch the football game. And
What song
peace.
we play today? All right, y'all. Bye.